Bailey, you were reading a book, a paperback, and he had to leave the house, so he looked for the time in the top right corner of the book.
You ruined the joke so badly.
I did.
It's not even a joke. It's a true story.
Yeah, so welcome to the BDP podcast. I don't know if you guys heard, McDonald's came out with a new chicken sandwich. Yeah, that's what I want to eat, a fucking chicken sandwich from McDonald's, am I right?
How long did you practice that, Pound?
Like at least 5 times. That's my new character, where he gets mad.
I did try that chicken sandwich.
It's good.
They put it in a package identical to a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah, they're clearly trying to be either Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. Yeah,
like that's it. They're trying to get into the chicken sandwich gang.
Yeah, like they've never had that bag in their life,
Not
and they're
once.
like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Like you can even see where they wrote the McDonald's logo over the Chick-fil-A one. Like they just.
That's good. But yeah, I tried it. It was decent. It wasn't excellent. It was decent. McDonald's will just never be on a Chick-fil-A level.
Like, is this 3 episodes in a row we talk about Chick-fil-A?
Yeah. Did you hear the birds chirping? Do you guys hear that?
No, not at all.
All right, hold on. I'm going to turn this gain up. Tell me if you can hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear birds chirping? You psychopath?
stop.
I hear it.
I do, but it's awful.
That's all I hear. It's brutal.
It's fucking brutal.
It's just some birds, DC. It's like a mass murder going on.
No, but it's that, like, because I have my headphones in the microphone, and the microphone is picking up sounds exponentially better than my
gotcha.
ears. It's loud.
Get some better ears.
Yeah, I tried. You can't cut ears off of somebody and glue them onto your head. That's not how it works.
I'm sure you probably could.
I tried.
I mean, they wouldn't work, but you could do it. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that? Whenever there's like on social media, there's a picture of like, oh, this 3-year-old girl she was born deaf, and she just got like these implants, and now she can hear for the first time. And there's I don't know how, but there's always a few people in the comments that are pissed off, and they're like, your daughter didn't agree to hear. Like, just because she's deaf doesn't mean she's. They're like pro deaf people. They think it's like offensive to say that people want to hear. And I'm like, that.
Are you sure they're pro deaf people, or are they just pro choice or pro?
No,
like
it's not a pro choice thing. It's like a pro disability movement. They're like, blind people are just as capable as like people that can see. So like to suggest that like your daughter should, they're kind of like they're like she should wait till she's an adult and decide if she wants to hear.
You know what's funny? You couldn't even ask her if she wanted to hear.
That's a good point.
You'd have to write it in Braille.
She's not blind.
That's why it's funny.
All right, next I wanted to ask you guys about nuclear physics. Do you think that it's as complex as they make it sound?
I feel like there's a lot of aspects to it.
Well, I mean, surely with a decay rate of 72 years, we could be using this to fund Social Security. What do you think, Bailey?
You're really good at bullshitting, is what I think. I mean, you're really good at making shit
What
up.
YouTube video did you watch? Because you did not just pull that out of your ass. You're not smart enough. Where did you get that from?
What? It didn't make any sense. Of course I could make it up.
Oh, I thought like legitimately that was like a discussion on like CNN. Like, we're wasting billions and trillions when we could be.
What is the decay rate have to do with Social Security?
DC,
How does that translate?
DC's just like, I'm gonna run for office. He's just like shows up.
All we have to do.
He's just waiting. He's sitting there with a smug look on his face, and the debate moderator's like, "How would you fund Social Security?" He just gets like this. He just starts chuckling. He's like,
"Well,
you've heard of uranium?"
I was hoping you'd ask me that question.
The debate is actually on like social issues and like racism and stuff.
And my answer to everything is
it's like, it doesn't matter.
And I get voted. I win.
It just sounds so good.
Yeah. Well, everyone wants money when they're older. They're just like, yeah, that sounds good. Man's going to make me rich when I'm 60.
All the voters would be like exactly like DC just now. They'd be like, what YouTube video did he watch?
Who's going this week for the Truth or Dare segment?
I don't know.
It's not me, because I don't have anything.
It's not me.
Pretty sure the last time we went, I owned y'all.
What was it again?
it's
I put headphones in a girl, and y'all thought it was real.
Wait, what?
Okay,
Oh, God. For some reason, this is so bad, but I literally thought you put, when you said I put headphones in a girl, I
Yeah,
thought
me
of, like,
too.
a headphone jack going up her butt and you trying to listen to it. I don't know
That's
why.
exactly where I went.
Is it really, Bailey?
That's exactly what I thought too when he said
That was so weird. I just pictured you plugging them into a girl's butt and listening to headphones.
What do you think it sounds like in
It
there?
would probably sound like Justin Bieber, am I right?
Am I right? Because it's shite.
It would sound like this podcast.
The BDP podcast just starts playing out of her ass.
Imagine you're at a concert and like the guitar's not working and they're like, all these people paid money, what are we gonna do? They plug the stereo into their ass and it's just us three talking.
Do you guys know those silent raves? Where you put
What?
where you put headphones, everybody's listening to music through their headphones.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was for pro-deaf people.
I didn't sign up to hear music.
No, it's one of the weirder things to walk into. Like they have them in like parks and stuff. It's just a bunch of people with headphones dancing to nothing. Like it looks like nothing.
Is it to like avoid noise complaints?
Yeah, I don't know what it's for.
Dude, my apartment complex sent out an email about 2 weeks ago, and it just said the subject line just says raccoon traps. I was like, what? And then I click on it, and it said, residents, you may have noticed that we have raccoon traps set up around the property. If you see a raccoon inside the trap, stop opening it and letting them out. They'll be taken off the property humanely.
That's like the signs in my college bathroom dorms that said like, please stop masturbating in the showers. The semen is clogging the drains and we're getting floods. You think a student put that up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, it's actually a sign?
There was signs posted all over the bathroom. Imagine the janitor like comes in and just sees like gallons of jizz, just like fucking college kids, man.
There's no way you could be expected to clean that. Like,
It's your
there's
job.
no way.
Pick up my semen. Like the one college redneck just watching him clean up. That's terrible. Take this out.
Oh my god, that leads into, you said redneck, right?
Yeah.
That leads into my what happened at the bank this week story.
Yeah. Yes, let's go.
Well,
My
if you
favorite
go
part.
to a family reunion looking to meet somebody, you might be a redneck. All right, go ahead.
So this guy comes in, he's wearing like full camo for the bank, I guess. And he sits down and I was like, hey, what can I do for you today, sir? And he's like, well, I got a savings account and a checking account, all that other bullshit. And I got a car loan with y'all and that bullshit. And he wasn't mad. Like he was just like, that's how he talked. He's like, I got a checking account and that other bullshit.
Yeah.
That's just how he talked.
That's how he orders at McDonald's. I'll take your new chicken sandwich and some bullshit.
They're like, did you want medium or large?
Yeah, and some bullshit.
Thanks, DC. So then he's like, this took me like 5 seconds before it even registered in my head what he said. And I don't know how common this word is, so y'all might not, I don't know if Bailey's gonna get it. He said,
We've got such a wide demographic.
Right.
We've got DC is almost retired. I'm fresh out the womb and comes in the middle.
So he's talking with his girlfriend. Yeah, when I get home, I gotta. He's like, my antennas on my car ain't working, so I gotta jerry rig them real quick. Have you guys heard the term jerry rig?
Yes.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that's this is what I said to him. I said, that's a funny word. People should say it more often. And he's like, yeah.
Does he go, what, antenna?
He goes. I usually say the other term for it when I'm not in public.
Oh, God. Oh,
Wait,
no,
I don't know
can't
what
say
it
that.
I don't know what it is.
He's never even met me before. He's like 5 minutes in. He just drops it.
Yeah.
Can somebody say it and cut it out?
So I'm not gonna say it, but it's jerry rig. But instead of Jerry, it's just the N word with a hard R.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've known this guy for 5 minutes.
That guy's a racist. Yeah. That guy's just a straight up racist. He's like proud of it too.
what?
He's like, normally, this is what I normally say. Like, shut the fuck up.
like,
We don't care what you
Sorry
say.
to censor myself.
Yeah.
But we care so much it's made it onto the podcast.
Yeah.
So.
What But like, what if I had any negative reaction to that? Like, what if?
What if you just said you say I'm black in those moments? You just tell them you're black, half black.
Yeah.
And then they'll look at you for a second, like really trying to like find it.
He's like, I need to withdraw all my money.
All my money.
And don't put your hands on it either.
All right, sir. We'll be withdrawing the $7.17.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people that come in that like, and I get it because, you know, before I worked I would probably think this is a lot of money too before I started working in a bank. But people will come in, like, I guess like a lot of money to withdraw at once should be like $15,000 or like more than that.
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
I would say like 1,000's a lot to take at once.
It is. It just depends. Like a pound's
What
exposure.
are you buying in cash?
A lot of shit. When you have the cash, you buy everything in cash. That's like
I'm also shocked by how many people need cash because that's a lot. Because if you lose that, like it's gone. Like there's no.
Yeah, but also, what can't you buy with card that you can with cash? Like except drugs, you know.
something you don't want to be on record. It's what you don't want on record.
I mean, yeah, the only thing I've bought
Like if you buy
in,
a
like,
used
large amount of
car,
cash is
you
my
buy it
car.
in cash. You don't hand the guy a credit card.
Yeah. That's the only thing I've bought in cash really in like the last 5 years.
Yeah, so if you buy something off of the Facebook Marketplace in person, you need cash. Like you don't.
I would bank transfer. Fuck that.
Nope.
It's insane how much cash people need, but
It's also better for budgeting. Remember we talked about it? You withdraw your cash and that's tangible. It's in your hand.
Budgeting's for pussies.
Yeah. Budgeting's for boomers, for real.
Well, the point is, there's this lady. She comes in. She's done this twice. It wouldn't be notable unless she did, except that she did it twice. She walks in the bank, and she like comes directly to me, and she very hushed, like she leans in, very hushed voice. She's like, "I need to withdraw a lot of money." I was like,
Under my
Is that
coat.
what she said?
Under my coat is a gun.
I said, yeah, you can do it with the teller right over there. She goes, no, like a lot of money.
No, I want you.
And I was like, how? She's starting to freak me out. I'm like, how much do you need? Because there's a limit to how much cash we keep.
Bailey,
physically
over
there.
under $1,000.
Over.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, I need $2,000.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't much over $1,000.
Yeah, like
It was double.
You should have like hit a fake alarm and be like, holy shit, like $2,000 withdrawal. We're making the
a silent
newspapers.
alarm under my.
What if she's just got a sore throat?
Michael Scott, he's a total idiot, and he's bankrupt, right? And this guy, the accountant, comes up to him, and he's like, do you have any savings, any CDs? He's like, yeah, I have CDs. And he's like, okay, good, like that's great. Like, where are they? He's like, they're in my car. And the accountant thinks he's talking about certificates of deposit, but Michael Scott's talking about CDs you play in a car.
Thanks
It's
for
hilarious.
explaining
Anyway,
the joke, DC. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
This is how immature I am. Because in my like training class, they hired like 8 people at once, all for different branches, not like one place. But
Only 2 of you are going to make it to
yeah,
that.
right. Yeah. So I'm 24, and the next youngest person was like 27. And most of the people are actually over 30. When we were going through training, they were like, okay, now we're going to talk about CDs. And the first thing that popped in my head was CDs nuts. So I started laughing. Nobody else found it funny. So like I was just chuckling to
You're
myself.
fired. Last kid that laughed at that ended up flashing everybody who came into the bank. I want to take this time to give a shout out to my girlfriend, the love of my
What
life.
a fucking simp.
Best sister in the world.
It's not even funny. Fuck off.
There's a surprisingly large amount of TikToks with that joke. The TikTok I saw, the guy's like, how my girlfriend thinks I greet my sister. And like him and his sister walk up to each other and wave at each other and then walk off. It's like how I actually greet my sister. They walk up and like give each other a hug. It's like how I wish I greeted my sister, and they just start making out.
That's funny.
How important are accents to you, right? Because I turned down dating a girl because I fucking hated her accent.
Oh, what was it?
It was Scouse. So she's in the UK, but she has a northern accent.
It was Scouse?
It's really ugly.
How does it sound?
I can't do it.
Is it uglier than the way you talk?
Yes.
Wow.
It is bottom. It is bottom of my.
Is it the
accent
one?
list.
Is it the ones where it's like, what's the wrong with the way I talk? Is it like kind of like that?
No.
Try again.
That's it.
Try again, though.
Yeah, keep going.
It's
keep
not
going.
like that.
I'll tell you to get it.
look at the cute little baby.
No, that's south.
All right, so
Okay.
what is north? Real quick for me.
I
Well,
can't do accents.
You don't have
on
to
the
do it,
spot.
but like, what's different? Like, hello, governor, right? That's probably southern.
That's south.
Okay, so what is northern? Say,
Do British accents. I'll tell you when you're more northern.
hello, governor.
That's more northern than the one before.
Okay, so it's just an uglier way of talking. No, that's a deal breaker. Because every time I was like looking at her and she's talking, I'd be like, I want to punch you in the face. Like, I want to punch you in the face. Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I know, that's important.
She was like a beautiful girl too. I said this in my Discord. She was like an 8 out of 10, right? But the accent was a deal breaker. So my question
And then meanwhile, she's doing a podcast right now, and she's like, "Yeah, he's really good looking, but I found out he's a streamer." So she's
what an L. But my question is, right? You meet an 8 out of 10. DC assume you're single, right? But like, say you talk online first, and then you get into a call, and she has a really ugly accent. What do you do?
I don't think DC should be talking about this when his sister listens to the podcast.
That's 100% a deal breaker because you're not going to meet her anytime soon. So you're going to have to listen to that gabbling bullshit for God knows how long, and you're just going to end up
Can
resenting
we
her
change
anyway.
the question? It's not online. It's somebody in real life.
But you know what you
Okay.
should do? You know what would be a really good triumphant humanity moment?
Is to date a guy
continue
instead.
to talk to her and see if you can overcome it because she might be the love of your life.
But I don't want to. If she's got a Scouse accent, she is not the love of my
then
life.
fuck
for a start.
her.
I don't think an accent would bother me at all.
As
I
long
can't
as she
think of
likes
one,
anime,
yeah.
she
Yeah,
can.
as long as she likes anime. Yeah, so last week I was at the pharmacy. I was buying a pack of condoms, and the lady said, "Do you need a bag?" And I said, "No, she's not that ugly."
That was funny. But Pound, you're telling me you could date a girl who loves anime with the worst southern redneck talking chit chat and like you telling me you could do that?
My entire logic behind it is that I would just grow accustomed to it pretty quickly, I imagine.
What if it wasn't dating her? It was just having sex with her.
I was gonna say that's even better because
Because
when
that was my scenario. I didn't want to date her.
Wait, was she close to you or was she an e-girl?
No, she was.
She's local?
Not local, but within an hour.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, then you could have. Okay, that's different.
And it was just for like hooking up, but I couldn't do it because she had the fucking worst accent.
Oh, I could have done it if it was hooking up. All right, go ahead, Pound. Sorry.
Oh, maybe I'm weird.
I could have done it for hooking up, not for dating.
I was picturing when you said accents. It's funny because this is gonna contradict what I just said, but I was thinking if a girl had like a thick like Australian accent, British accent. What are other accents? Those are the only accents I think.
You're right. No, I just checked.
Yeah, just use the old Bing real quick. Looked it up. See, it's funny because nobody uses Bing. I was thinking it would be good for a hookup because I'd be like, it's unique, so it'd be like interesting to me. But then if I had to date the girl, I'd be like, oh no, it's just annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it wears on you. Yeah.
That does contradict what you just said.
So I think what it is DC is if like I met if I wanted to hook up with a girl that was like really hot and had an accent, I'd be like, oh, like she's foreign, like this is really hot and stuff, you know, it's exotic. And then like if I didn't actually like her and I kept dating her, I'd be like the accent would wear on me.
But if you liked her, then the accent. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, see,
I'd grow accustomed to it. Yeah.
Bailey, I think you should revisit the case.
Both of you have to agree now to give an answer without context. Yes. DC, stop being a pussy.
I'll answer fucking anything.
DC,
Have you
answer.
hooked up with
Thank
your
you.
sister?
Yes, no. So, but possibly in this scenario, I could. So, there is.
Oh, God.
So how the question is, how much would you have to be paid, right? And what happens to you is you get teleported into a room. And in that room is any random female on the planet, and you have to have sex with her. Otherwise, you don't leave the room, right?
Is there a chance that she's black?
Oh,
Fuck
no.
off,
You
right?
can't say that.
Nobody will ever know, right? And after it finishes, you both get teleported back to wherever you live, right? So, for instance, if it's just some random, you'll never see them again, most likely. But if it's your mother, you'll see her again.
What are the
right?
odds?
And again, you have to have sex.
Do I have a chance of like, are we assuming I can't get like an STD or anything from this?
Yeah, it's completely safe.
Okay,
There's
and
nothing,
is it
nothing
totally
with that.
random in the fact that every woman over the age of 18 is calculated into the chances of this happening?
Every woman, including under 18, is included. Every single female.
$10.
What?
I don't do it.
No, you have to. How much?
Oh, I need like $1 million.
That's not the question. $1 million?
Yeah, $5 million.
That's fair.
I don't want to, because the chances of me fucking like an underage little girl and the chances of like banging some old disgusting shit.
I'm sorry. Are you weighing pedophilia with fucking an ugly woman at the same?
Well, I'm just putting them into the category of unenjoyable things. Like it's just
pedophilia is unenjoyable.
Yeah,
Thank you for the establishment.
Look, we try not to get political on here, but we come out strong against pedophilia. It is not enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and I think like 25% of the world is under 16.
Yeah, that's
so you have
awful.
a 75% chance of being safe.
But you have a 1 in 4 chance of being not safe.
But if you're safe, you get to have sex and be paid for it.
If you're not, you get to have sex and you're scarred by it forever.
No. Part of the hypothetical is she's into it.
Oh my God. Who thought of that question? You?
Me.
Why? Why?
Because we were just talking in Discord.
I thought you were honestly going to ask how much money would it take for you to hook up with your sister?
How much would it take?
It's part of Bailey's new marketing thing that he's doing. They're putting posters all over Britain with like a little girl, and it's like, would you get paid to fuck her?
No, a 25% chance to fuck her.
This is going to turn into like a black market like thing to do in like 50 years. It's like you can like show up and pay like $200 and you just walk into a room and fully random and you just fuck whoever walks in the room.
Yeah, but that's assuming they sign up for it.
You would sign up for it. Yeah.
No, but this one, the females don't sign up for it. They just appear.
No, you couldn't pay me enough. That could be horrible.
If you put it in her ass, it's technically not pedophilia.
Oh, God. The things that you say, bro. Canceled.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Gone. You know why? You know, my family always asks, why don't you show us your podcast? I just say pound. They don't know what that means. I just say pound and I walk away.
Pound's been like coming on babies for like 15 years. He's like, it's not pedophilia.
It's like, do you fuck underage kids? Like, no, I pull out. Like, no, but were there girls at your? I don't know if this is even a British thing. It might be an American thing because they're so religious. But were there girls at your school that like they only had anal sex because they didn't want to lose their virginity?
I've never met anyone like that.
Okay, there wasn't like a majority of the girls in my school, but I know at least like 4 girls that were known for they only had butt sex because it was a sin to have sex before you were married. And it's like, I don't think that like when theoretically, I haven't read the Bible except for all those crazy stories I shared.
I haven't read the Bible except for that portion of the podcast where I read the Bible.
You know, Mormons do that. I saw a Barstool Sports video that was about like out in Salt Lake City. They call it soaking. You know what soaking is?
You just put like you put it in and you don't thrust.
You don't thrust. You just sit in there and you just soak.
That's still sex.
Such a great word for what it is, because that's literally what you're doing. Your penis is just soaking.
And then when you finish, it's like pickled.
Oh God, it's not like no, it's disgusting.
How long would it take for your penis?
So long, like they don't soak for days.
No. That's what I'm saying. Oh. I'm saying how long would it take until you go flaccid again?
The mailman's like dropping off the mail and he hears like screaming from inside and he walks in and they're just soaking. They're like, we've been stuck here for 3 days.
When do we stop? I think it would go soft pretty quickly if you're not doing anything.
That's what I'm saying.
It'd have to, yeah. I mean, if you're like a virgin and that's the first time ever, maybe you'd be like so excited that it would just stay. Yeah. But no, but who are these people that came up with this? Like, so in the Bible, it says like, if you have sex before marriage, then it's a sin. And they're like, oh, clearly if it goes in my ass like that, he didn't mean that. How was that a workaround?
Where are you seeing that in the Bible?
That's exactly what it says for me.
Y'all have never heard it? Y'all have never heard of the poop hole loophole?
No.
I've heard of it, but it's like it's very common sense that like it's obviously still like a blowjob is considered sex.
Not according to the Christian girls in high school.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I'd say that doesn't count as losing your virginity. I'd say anal sex probably does.
Okay, this is gonna go a lot more deep than the previous conversation.
About like being teleported to a random woman with like 14-year-olds.
I have never heard about this concept until like last week, and now I've seen it all over the place. Like I've seen
the concept making a funny podcast.
Yes, I've never heard of it. So there's all these TikToks being made of. I don't know if there's like a sudden like movement about it or something. If a girl is this girl said like, oh, I wanted to save my virginity for my husband, when I was married, but when I was 13 I got raped. That's very deep. That's very like dark. And
she was randomly teleported to a room.
Shut the fuck up.
I can't even explain it because nobody believes me. We are terrible people. Do you know that, by the way? We are going to take so long to get famous because 90% of the population is going to be like, these guys are so foul and vulgar.
Okay, that leaves 600 million people that like this. Okay, so anyway, the point is, the people all told her, and I've seen so many videos about this. It says if you were raped, then it means you're still a virgin because you didn't give your virginity away; it was taken from you. Just like the comparison is, if somebody takes your car, it's still your car. Like it's not their car. And I get the sentiment, but I'm like, I don't agree with it. Yeah,
I agree with it in the fact that yes, like I totally would say that, and that's what I would tell somebody. But then like the logical, like objective part, honestly, or obviously, just be like, yeah, I mean, technically she's not.
Yeah.
But you would never say that to a rape victim, though. Like,
yeah.
Virginity is so meaningless that like that concept should exist just because it comforts people, right?
Yes.
And like virginity doesn't actually mean anything. Like you don't get special powers once it's taken,
right?
You know? So but like physically, yes. Like on a very pedantic note, yes. But
it was kind of the same argument I had. Is that like virginity is so overhyped that trying to like make up this. Not making up, but anyway, putting so much emphasis on like, oh, you still have it. It's like, well, it's not that important in the first place. But I'm also not a rape victim, so I don't know how meaningful it is.
I think it's pretty meaningful.
I'm sure it's pretty. I think it varies per person, but I'm sure it's probably very meaningful. Because people all the time say they regret who they lost their virginity to. Imagine saying you lost it to your rapist. Is that the terminology?
Yes.
Your rapist?
So what the kind of conclusion I came to was that. My brain was pushing back on it. I'm like, no, you did lose your virginity because you had sex. But I was also like, if I was raped, and I would probably tell people. I was like, somebody asked if I was a virgin, I would probably say yes. I think so. See how like a nice casket.
Oh God, you think of some dark shit, man. All right, keep going.
If you want to know, a nice casket costs like $2,000 or something. I fully get that it's somebody's job and they have to like spend time making it and everything. But the fucking balls to charge me for something that I can't use until I'm dead. What a dick move.
This has no merit to me. I totally understand. Like, I can't side with you at all here.
I mean, doesn't it seem weird that you have to drop so much money on something that you never get to use?
But like, so it's important to so many people because like of their afterlife, their body, like they want to, like, here's a question you really won't be able to answer until you're old and close to death. Is like, do you care what happens to your body after you're dead? Do you care if it gets...
You're the only person on here who can answer that.
Who? Me? No, but you know what I'm saying. Like right now, I'm like, oh, I could care less. I'm gonna be dead. It doesn't matter. Cremate, bury, tear me to pieces. Like I don't care. But like
right now, I'm wondering what happens if like you don't plan anything for your body. Like you probably have to like write it down.
Your
somewhere,
family
right?
gets like stiffed with the bill and the decisions.
But like what happens if I just die? What do they do?
Probably burn your body, cremate it.
Yeah, okay, go nuts.
Yeah, I like how it was I don't know where the word cremation came from, but I assume it was like too rude to say we burned your dead relative's body. So they're just like, oh no, we cremated it.
We didn't put an A in there. It sounds very smooth.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Cremated. I'm gonna put a cremated.
It's cremate.
No, there's no A in there.
Yeah, because they use cream.
Yep, that's what it means.
It's like wow, the ashes smell so good. What? Yeah.
Oh God.
Did you have a truth or dare?
I did.
Which is the official name for it?
I did because I thought I was up this week.
All right, DC, let's go. It's time for Truth or Dare. The only Truth or Dare game on a podcast where there's no dare.
All right, so we'll. Oh God!
What the fuck?
No, you guys ever do those full body stretches where you just like the whole
Yeah, but I
body
do them
just
like
goes.
off the podcast.
No, I do them. I save them for the podcast. I can't help when they come. That's the thing. Like I can't help it.
DC's like, I don't take a dump the entire week, and then the moment the podcast starts.
All right, so this one is titled "Locked in Room After Fight." I don't know.
Good. Was it your fraternity?
Is this Jenna related?
It was. What'd you say? What'd you say? Jenna?
I said, is it Jenna related?
No.
That's so good.
Okay, so in college, it was in the summer. We were up there I was staying in an apartment over the summer at college between my freshman and sophomore year, and there was a party one night, and we actually lived with a girl. We had a girl roommate, and she invited some of her friends. Like my friends were there. We got obviously got really drunk, and one of my friends started a fight with one of her friends, and a fist fight broke out. And things got pretty heated pretty quickly. Like this was a pretty big guy. He got some he actually pushed me back into a closet and was so he had me backwards in a closet and was just pounding my face. Like I got we fucked this guy up. And so then the fight ends and it's everyone's just going crazy and they go to leave and the door to the apartment is locked shut from the inside. So you can imagine 6 boys fighting 6 boys in an apartment is fucking intense. And then one party finally gets kicked out and they can't leave. You can't leave. And so we're sitting there what the fuck just happened? This guy's face got busted in so hard. He calls the cops. He wants to press charges, saying his dad's a lawyer. And so the cops come, they're outside. They have to call a locksmith. So this is taking hours, an hour and a half. And I'm just sitting there, underage, drunk, beating somebody up, thinking I'm going to jail. The locksmith finally opens the door. The cops pull us out. The guy's been saying I'm so fucked. And so I get one police officer pulls me over, and then he takes the other guy with another officer, and they start to get our stories. I talked to the police officer. She was a nice young woman, and I was arguing that how can you believe anybody's side of the story? It's just he said, she said, and she basically was just don't do this again. I evaded prison, hard prison time.
You evaded it by doing what?
I just evaded it by talking my way out of it and getting a little bit of good luck.
Wait, is that the whole story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was this about the door being locked from the outside?
That's the kicker. The door, we could not leave. Nobody could leave the apartment. It was locked.
What? Locked from the outside?
Yes, so imagine being locked into an apartment.
Yeah.
You cannot leave the apartment.
Whose apartment was it?
My apartment.
Why didn't you have a key?
There's no key for the inside.
What?
There's not a key slot. You lock the door from the outside.
Then how do you lock it if you're
There's
in the
a
apartment?
bolt and there's a key.
Uh-huh.
And there's a key one. It was a metal door. It was a big metal door.
Oh, I've never lived in an apartment, so I don't know.
Yeah, so you literally couldn't escape. 2 kids jumped out a window because the cops came, obviously.
How did the police get in?
The police only got in once the locksmith came.
How long did that take?
Hours!
He said it in the story.
What? So you're having a party at night?
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m.
Okay.
All right, I'm
Okay.
sure. There's no unbelievable
DC,
part.
you thought you could trick me, but while you were telling the story, I pulled up your horoscope for the day, and it clearly said that you were trying to be sneaky today. But no, this is going to sound stupid, and I think I completely made this up inside of my head. But while you were telling the story, I didn't even really listen to much of what you were saying. I just closed my eyes and listened to you. And once again, I think I completely made this up in my head, but I felt like your voice did not have any conviction in it. So I'm going with false.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like you had a lot of conviction. I'm going true. DC, even if it's false, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
God damn.
Bro, he was so fluid with it. Like,
I know. I got too caught up in telling the story, and I forgot that I have to like make it. I wanted to throw in like
you have to convince us
yes,
otherwise.
I know. But yeah, bro, it was insane. A straight up bloodbath, and then you're just trapped in a room with that person for hours while you just wait for the police to come get you. It was one of the worst nights of my life.
I feel like I'm the type of person who would like start to make friends with people who were like on the other side just because it's really awkward.
Yeah. Well, I went into my room and he was out in the family room and he was just. But then the other, like the weird part, he was like this big dude. Like he was like 6'3" and fucking jacked. Like when I was back in the college days, I got into a lot of fights. I was lifting, I was drinking, and it was just like what we did. And so I just wanted to fight everyone. But this guy was bigger than me and stronger than me, and I had to like pass him for like the next 2 years on campus, like all the time. It was weird.
Feels like a good bonding experience.
No, have you ever been in a real fist fight?
Yeah.
No.
It's like the most raw, like adrenaline-filled moment I've ever felt in my whole life. It's like you go into straight survival mode of like, I'm going to die. I need to kill this person.
Yeah, but like after that, if I'm stuck with that person,
Yeah, then it's like you can laugh. But I was wasted. I was. He was saying that he was gonna. His dad's a lawyer. He's gonna like fuck me up, and so.
What a pussy.
I know. We should have just beat him up again.